Welcome back to Good Day Marketplace. In Marketplace Home, have you ever heard of encapsulation? It's a big word. Sounds like a computer programming type of thing. But today we are talking about crawl space encapsulation. The basement doctor is going to give us a little lesson now on the method of keeping your homes healthy. If this is what's in your crawl space, you have a problem. If I'm in your crawl space, you have a bigger problem. But where I'm at is with the basement doctor. It's Ron Greenbaum. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Sean.
Crawl spaces, they can be creepy.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind, they say. But, what we do when we're obviously down in people's basements, we always try to take a peek in there. And people don't realize what's going on in there. I mean, we've seen everything from snakes to rodents to bugs. I mean, it can be a very nasty environment. And what people really don't realize is 50% of the air they're breathing upstairs comes out of that crawl space.
Right?
Yeah, or your basement. Yes.
Well, I can remember when we were younger, we would do, we'd go down in our crawl space, and my dad would have just like this, be rocks and then this big sheet of visqueen over the top of it. But things have come a long way, and for, I guess, safety reasons.
Well, you still can, certainly you want to have, that's a vapor barrier, and that's your typical crawl space, but people want to use space, if nothing else, and despite the fact, even if you don't have a real nasty one, you want to be able to use it. So about, I'd say 15 years ago, we developed something called crawl space encapsulation, which you can see here. It's actually a matting that's 20 mil. It's almost like a swimming pool liner, and it's puncture proof, and we want to make sure, again, that none of that environment, none of the vapor can evaporate and go upstairs or rot your floorboards, or, again, have an environment where you do have a lot of bugs and things. And this is a dehumidifier that's made just for a crawl space. So you don't necessarily need to have a very tall one, and that'll stop the humidity, which changes again, the temperature changes cause humidity, things like that, which will cause condensation, and then you'll have big problems in the crawl space.
How many crawl spaces most people have in their home?
Well, typically either one. I just recently purchased a house myself that's 2 big crawl spaces, and I just went through encapsulation. And the other thing you want to do is make sure that it's insulated properly, and it can really warm up the floors upstairs. We do a spray foam insulation, as you can see here, and that's about 4 inches thick, and it's also a waterproof barrier. So that's above grade typically, and if you have snow or anything laying next to the foundation, that'll stop any infiltration in the basement or crawl space. Now,
are you risking that you're going to have structural problems over time if you don't do something like this?
Well, you possibly can, because especially with your wood, because it'll absorb the moisture or anything that's going on down there, or the bugs, carpenter ants, things like that. So, yeah, it's really. Actually, it's amazing when you see somebody walk down and look at it for the first time. They literally go, "Wow!" Yeah. And that's what we try to do, is get a wow out of everything we do. But when I first saw that, I was, my goodness, this is a crawl space. And now people store their Christmas trees, or we had a woman that was a school teacher, wrote a book.
My crawl space before the basement doctor came was it,
and it's on YouTube about her experience in encapsulating the crawl space. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and it's under the Basement Doctor YouTubes, you can see her, and she reads the story of how we saved her house and her crawl space.
You are something else, and now you're a part of a book. Who knew? Well, if people want to know more, certainly they can contact you and get their crawl space taken care of.
Yeah, you can log on to basementdoctor.com, and it's amazing what's on there. I mean, there's, I think, 150 YouTubes about products and just things we do in the community.
Well, thank you, Ron, for the tour. If you could go get a can of Raid, we can take care of what's going on here, okay?
Okay, sounds good.